Welcome back to episode 11 of 4D, Def's Daily Dose of Dota. I'm your host, Michael, Deficus Plumley, and today we're watching a game between Lai Gaming and DK, and we're focusing on Lai Gaming.super's Enchantress jungle. But with many episodes that I've done jungling, today is not going to be about that 8-minute blink dagger, or that 600 gold PM, or the rush to a mechanism and soul ring on a hero like Enigma. Sometimes it's just using your support role to get an enchant off of a creep that helps secure a stun, that helps secure an ensnare on that lane hero, that helps push out a lane with the assistance of a wild wing ripper. And if you can't tell, I've mispronounced that many times during this cast. As a result of this jungling of Enchantress, we've also seen jungling of Doom and some of Wraith King, and we've seen excellent support play as a result. What started out as a jungle video has now turned into a support video, but that's just how some of the heroes function. Let's hop back into the game and see the thrilling conclusion. It's still close, kill count 22 to 23 of this episode of Def's Daily Dose of Dota. When we left, the third Roshan had just been secured on the heels of a smoke, where our Enchantress stayed at the back of the fight, stayed close to her fellow support, Shadow Demon. And now the result is a Doom with Shiva's and Aghanim's Scepter. It's a Wraith King with Cheese, and it's a Death Prophet with another Aegis. As we've been talking about all game, Super just continuing to stay very close to her Shadow Demon support, and as I say that, she walks away. Meanwhile, in top lane, Faceless Void having to be denied from the Doom. He's going to go back to base. A little bit disappointed that his Aghanim's Doom did not secure a kill, but Faceless Void's down for 56 seconds, and as a result, we see our first T3 breach of the game. Enchantress a little out of position there, as there was a rotation in lane, but the ensuing fight will see Shadow Demon presumably pick up that gem. He has it now, but those heals are very much needed. Aegis being triggered, Shadow Demon falling as well, and a BKB Death Prophet not even picking up the gem. Instead, it'll go to our Ancient Apparition. And quite a turnaround. Those Skywrath Mage will fall, as our heroes will just blink away, disengage. Doom still choosing to farm up the jungle, get a little further ahead. And even though I think that was our 5th death coming out from the Enchantress, she's 0-5, no kills. That's not the story today. We see she's kept up reasonably with the levels of the supports, and although not contributing effectively in that fight, 1 or 2 more effective team fights, like we saw down here in part 2, will simply end the game on the back of a hero like Doom,
well-gotten gains,
cranking out quite a bit of DPS, Wraith King with a crit multiplier of his own, and of course Death Prophet with Exorcism. We see her using that medallion to just continue to farm up, make sure her time is not spent idly. And with everyone back online, our heroes continue to stay within a screen of each other, Super and Shadow Demon, the 2 Lai Gaming supports. I could follow them around forever. And as I say that, Shadow Demon blinks away, but still within a screen of each other, roaming through their own jungle. They know Aegis is down, and I think Cheese was used as well. Yep, Cheese is gone now. But they feel, presumably, that as long as they spread out in these team fights to avoid the wombo combo of that Faceless Void, Ancient Apparition, Skywrath Mage, they should fare quite well. Another gem being picked up. Doesn't want to be caught out by an Invoker or a Smoke Gank coming out from Lai Gaming. And just wants to ensure that her team has as effective map control as possible. She is a ranged unit, so if she sees a ward, she'll be dewarding. Doom somehow finding Invoker in the forest here, and Invoker just needing to get out. But what's that? It's a 3-man chrono. But because
Heal us.
of Enchantress, he's going to have to back up. And now using that 90 heal per second to just top himself off, and the Doom, though he's going to use Scorched Earth to the same effect. And that was certainly a wasted Chronosphere. Had it been just Enchantress alone, by himself, we may have seen a kill there for the Faceless Void, but instead, a big cooldown, on cooldown. Though only for 60 seconds, since Faceless Void did choose the Aghanim Scepter. We also see 1500 gold for Enchantress, but she has stopped her itemization progress, picking up the Gem of Truth site. But the Ogre Club now choosing to pick up a point booster as soon as I say that. So it will be an Aghanim Scepter if she can manage it. She knows this game is staying pretty close and it's starting to go late. Likewise, our heroes from DK sticking together. We see the two supports, Skywrath Mage and Ancient Apparition, staying within a screen of each other. But the fight may be coming on this tier 2 tower. Concussive shot coming out, long range. They're going in, but it's only on one, an instant disruption coming out, and Enchantress staying on the high ground. Letting Doom stand in front, and now the impetus damage coming out, dealing almost 250 damage per tick.
Wait up.
We also see a slowed Ember Spirit quickly falling. And now,
Gotcha.
with no Chronosphere, Faceless Void is having to hightail it away with Exorcism Spirits in tow. The same can be said for Ancient Apparition, but I don't see him getting
Dire's middle tower
home.
is under attack.
He will fall, though using the Cold Feet to ensure that Faceless Void gets away. Or does he? Doom's off of cooldown, he's trying to use it. We're using the super slow-mo. Doom is secured before the time walk. And that is significant. All our heroes are able to catch up. Enchantress is here as well. And that is 3 heroes down. Exorcism having to be expended, but the tier 2 is held. And Roshan up soon. Instead, it looks like they will be looking to go high ground. Enchantress did an excellent job in that fight of just staying back, not rushing down to quickly use an urn to save someone in a Chronosphere, but
Radiant's middle tower is
making
under
sure
attack.
she was not engaged on,
Radiant structures are fortified.
being the primary source of healing for her team. Also, the gem carrier doesn't want to lose another one.
Radiant's middle tower has
MKB
fallen.
coming out for our Wraith King. And Super just staying back, not being on the front line, letting that be accomplished by the Wraith King and the
Radiant's
Doom.
middle barracks are under attack.
But definitely choosing to contribute to a DPS kill the
Radiant's
barracks.
bottom tower, Radiant's middle barracks, has fallen.
And one lane of racks are down.
Nature attend us.
Radiant's bottom tower
Enchantress
has
using her
fallen.
90 heal per second to not save the Wraith King anymore.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
We see a port out from
Dire's
Ember
top
Spirit,
tower is
and
under
our heroes
attack.
will be forced back. Not wanting to get caught out here, Enchantress will hightail it away. Next to her support, Shadow Demon.
Dire's top tower
Wraith King
is
having to
under
BKB.
attack.
It's a 5-second BKB now, though, ensuring that he does stay alive. And Enchantress taking the long way around, has the gem.
Illusion.
Just scouting out if there's any wards, potentially. Back to the high ground. They know Roshan will be up soon. And what is this? 2,000 gold? at the 50-minute mark, she's able to pick up her ult stick. We've seen Enchant kept at rank 1 the entire game. Instead, choosing to focus on the untouchable, making her literally untouchable for a carry like Faceless Void. As mentioned earlier, negative 120 attack speed more than negates Mask of Madness. And just using the illusions to scout to see if Roshan will be up, she now will be able to contribute greatly to these team fights. Attack range and cast range improved with that ult stick. As long as she is able to position herself well, she can now produce a large amount of damage in what could be the last team fight, what could be a quick Roshan. Shadow Demon and Enchantress moving together. She also has a Smoke of Deceit on her. But this may be the Ember Spirit being caught out. Quickly bursts down. Looking at the fight recap, 300 damage, not too shabby. Helping to secure a kill on a typically slippery hero like Ember Spirit. And on the heels of that, 75 seconds down, he does have buyback, but Lai Gaming will use this opportunity to push out, potentially claiming their second lane of racks. Doom is able to secure the ultimate. A double Shiva's. That was odd.
Radiant's top tower
The refresher,
is under
that makes
attack.
sense then. And he will secure the kill. And elicit a buyback on this Ember Spirit
I return to fulfill
as
my
we see a fight
Radiant's
ensuing.
top tower has fallen.
Enchantress staying in the back, letting Wraith King do the damage here. He did get hit with a very large Ice Blast, and he's even choosing to retreat to the high ground. Letting Wraith King do his tanking duties. Shadow Demon, who does not have the Icy Blast, coming in to help support the Wraith King. And the stun coming off. Where's our
Come
Enchantress?
get healed.
Sticking back, he knows Frostbitten will wear off soon.
Radiant's bottom
And the first
barracks
death
has fallen.
coming for Wraith King. But still, Super,
Radiant's
with
top
his other
barracks
support.
has fallen.
Is this disaster? He's caught out, but instead, Faceless Void choosing to try and focus a Doom, who is instantly, with the help of Shadow Demon, disrupted.
You can't kill a sheep who's dead.
And this fight is quickly turning around. Doom using another Doom on Faceless Void. That's pure damage. Sorry, you're not getting away from that. But Enchantress
Radiant's top barracks has
helping to
fallen.
kill that second lane of racks, and that
The
is
Dire
actually
now have
Megas
mega creeps.
with the assistance of the heroes at bottom. So Enchantress, though she was caught out, as we speed that up to regular speed, in that Chronosphere, she doesn't fall. The gem's still on her team, and that's Megas. Almost an insurmountable lead now on the heels of what started with an Ember Spirit falling in the top lane. As we see the Gem of True Sight actually being dropped there, so she could pick up a TP scroll. Just so she can get back and ensure that she's with her team for this potentially last Roshan of the game. Adding in the medallion, increasing the DPS.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
And now picking up a cheese. Looking back at the net worth, we saw that it's only 15,000 for an hour-long game, but the GGs are going to come out.
Dire
They know that this is
victory.
now insurmountable. And that's going to conclude what is a little bit of a different jungling game than is typical in some of my other 4D episodes. As mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, this is not going to be a Sand King episode where he uses his AoE abilities to quickly farm up a Blink Dagger. This is not going to be an Enigma jungling, another method to where you're using your Eidolons to farm up that mechanism, a Blink Dagger or a Soul Ring. In this game, episode 11 of of 4D Def's Daily Dose of Dota, we saw Super's Enchantress doing a jungle role that quickly supported. He was very quick to, at the beginning, grab a Centaur Conqueror and immediately courier in a smoke that helped secure, well, it would have been the first kill, but the third kill of the game. We saw later, staying with his other support, Shadow Demon, to continue to rotate around, picking up a Medallion of Courage with his meager farm, but it helped contribute to a total of 4 Roshans, all going to the dire side, Lai Gaming. That's going to conclude today's episode of Def's Daily Dose of Dota. I've been your host, Michael Deficus Plumley. You can find me on YouTube. My username is Def Broadcasting, DEF. Feel free to subscribe to more videos like this. Let me know what you thought about the game. You can find me on Twitter. Same username, Def Broadcasting, DEF. And please tune in 8 p.m. Monday through Friday for more videos like this one on Twitch. My name there is Deficus. Till next time, I've been your host here at Deficus Broadcasting, helping you raise your score. Till then.